Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Thursday, August 31st, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's edition of AEW Dynamite, broadcast live on TBS from the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. In the main event, Orange Cassidy made his 31st successful defense of the international title, defeating Penta El Zero Miedo. After the match, Cassidy cut an uncharacteristically long promo addressing his upcoming defense against Jon Moxley this weekend at All Out.
This is what AEW is. It's about putting a person that was told, you'll never do anything. You're too skinny. You're too short. You're just a little too different. I'm the champion. And I will continue to defend my championship for as long as I want. And there is nothing anyone can do to take it from me. Jon Moxley, you better bring more than just a fork, because I will always be the international champion, because I'm freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, and I do not have a catchphrase.
Following the promo, Moxley came down to the ring to confront Cassidy to end the show. In another title match, Eddie Kingston retained the NJPW Strong Openweight title against Wheeler Yuta. Also during the show, a tournament was announced to decide a new number one contender for the AEW World title to face the champion next month at the third annual Grand Slam Dynamite. During an in-ring confrontation between Adam Cole and former ally Roderick Strong, Strong declared that he would be entering the tournament to do what Cole failed to do at All In. In other results, Jon Moxley beat Commander in the opener, and Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, and Chris Statlander defeated Emi Sakura, Marina Shafir, and Nyla Rose when Statlander pinned Shafir. Following the match, Ruby Soho laid out Statlander and stole her TBS championship belt. The show was rewritten in the lead-up to its airing due to some workers being ill and several others being unable to fly into Chicago from Florida due to the effects of Hurricane Idalia. The Cauliflower Alley Club presented the second and final night of its 57th annual reunion yesterday at the Plaza Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. CM Punk accepted the Iron Mike Mazurki Award, the CAC's highest honor, named after its founder and original president. The award was presented to Punk by his friend and mentor Ace Steel, who said of him, quote, "He has never changed. No matter what anybody says about him, he hasn't because he doesn't put up with it." Punk tried to center his speech not on himself, a quote, punk rock kid from Chicago wearing basketball shorts and Doc Martens, unquote, but those who influenced and elevated him in his career. Said Punk, quote, "When people tell me they don't like me or that the internet is mad at me, I chuckle because Roddy Piper liked me, Dusty Rhodes liked me, and Harley Race liked me. And that means more than anything else in the world because these legends put their stamp on me before anyone else did. It gave me the confidence, and it gave me the ability to succeed." End quote. The timeline of his speech started with his backyard beginnings and ended during his WWE tenure. There was no mention of anyone in AEW, nor the promotion itself. Also at the reunion, Mickie James won the Women's Wrestling Award, which was presented to her by Serena Deeb. Coco Beware was given the Men's Wrestling Award presented by his former manager in Memphis, Jimmy Hart. The Lucha Libre Award was presented to Mexican and Japanese star Damien 666 by Rey Mysterio Jr. Japanese author and historian Koji Miyamoto was the James C. Melby Historian honoree. Kevin Jeffries, whose career has spanned 4 decades and included stops in Stu Hart's Calgary promotion in the WWF, was presented the Charlie Smith Referee Award by Canadian wrestler and historian Vance Nevada. 2 new awards were announced for the 2024 event, the Jim Ross Announcer Award and the Carl Lauer Independent Promoter Award. The Cauliflower Alley Club is a nonprofit fundraising organization which in 2023 provided nearly $61,000 in assistance to wrestlers in need. In WWE news, Roman Reigns yesterday reached the milestone of 3 full years as WWE Universal Champion. Reigns won the title on August 30th, 2020 at the Payback Premium Live event, winning a triple threat against Braun Strowman and the previous Universal Champion, the late Bray Wyatt. Reigns is the first world champion to reach 3 uninterrupted years in WWE since Hulk Hogan's first WWF world title reign of 1984 through 1988, which surpassed 4 years. Reigns' tenure as a world champion currently stands as the 5th longest in WWE history. It is currently among the 15 longest recognized world heavyweight title reigns in the history of professional wrestling in the United States and Canada, and the 22nd longest worldwide. In injury news, WWE yesterday confirmed that Xavier Woods suffered a legitimate injury last Monday night on Raw when Drew McIntyre threw a desk chair at him as part of an angle. Woods is suffering from a cervical strain in his neck, according to WWE, which is in line with the case of whiplash he reported on Twitter last Tuesday. The company described Woods' status as week to week and noted that he would not be able to wrestle on next week's Labor Day Raw from Charlotte. The accidental chair spot had been part of the plan for the match, with McIntyre meaning to hit Viking Raider Eric in storyline. McIntyre was reportedly apologetic backstage to both Woods and his tag team partner Kofi Kingston. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.